and then it happens again. I got skeletons in my closet.
We are, hello everyone, once again. The Who's are fashionably late today, so hopefully they'll show up during this first segment. It is December 19th, and so much has happened in 1 week, and this country, I just can cross my fingers and hope for the best. But on this day in time, it is National Hard Candy Day, so we do have hard candy today for people sharing their skeletons with us. And we had a little accident right before the show, and our famous mug got busted, so we're trying to fix it, and maybe throughout the show you'll see it getting repaired, but I know I have crazy glue stuck all over my fingers now. It wasn't too easy for me, so maybe someone here is a little better with the crazy glue than I am, and we'll see how the show goes. It's also National Look for an Evergreen Day, so I guess if you haven't gotten your evergreen yet, you better do it today. This is that day that you better find your evergreen, and you'll see why later here too. It's the day that, anyone remember the band Prodigy? It's the day that Smack My Bitch Up, MTV dropped that video today in history. You remember that video? Today was that day on MTV that Prodigy got that down, yes. And Queen Elizabeth asked Prince Charles on this day to divorce Diana. Can you believe that? I never knew that she's the one that asked him to divorce that beautiful, beautiful Princess Diana. And you know how that all ended up. So, I don't know, Queen Elizabeth. I usually really think the world of you, but today I'm feeling a little differently on that subject. But maybe it was actually the best thing in the world for Diana for one reason or another, but we all know. I don't know very much about much. It's the day that the New York Yankees pitcher, who remembers this guy? If I can only read it. Steve Howe? Does anybody remember Steve Howe? Well, it was the day he was arrested for cocaine possession. I guess he thought it was the year, the time of the year for some snow. I don't know. We haven't had any snow yet, but I guess he was living it up a little snowy that day, and it didn't end too well for him. So December 19th, no wonder we broke our cup today. It's for Steve Howe. It's also the day that Ron Wood actually joined the Rolling Stones on December 19th. Yes, he did. I bet that is one happy day for Ron Wood, because you know what they're up to. So many people I know saw the Stones last week and these past few weeks, and you got to give it up to those Rolling Stones. I don't care if you like them, hate them, I love them, but they are just out of this world. I just cannot give it up enough for those Rolling Stones. They're just incredible. It's the day that Nelson Rockefeller swore in as the Vice President of the United States. What can't a Rockefeller do? I guess they can't be the president. I don't know, but just to be a Rockefeller alone is probably an entity unto itself. Rockefeller Center. What more do you need? You don't need much more than that, right? I guess he wanted to be vice president too, though. This is pretty cool. CBS aired Homecoming, A Christmas Story, and it was the first introduction to the Waltons. On this day, do you even know who the Waltons are? We have some 1971. You're absolutely right. It was, and the world wouldn't be the same with Good Night, John Boy. I know, right? Do you know who the Waltons are?
You're talking to someone that's born in '87.
So you don't know who the Waltons are?
Patricia Neal was Mama. Mama was Patricia Neal.
Yes, I do know the Waltons.
You know Good Night, John Boy, right? It's not the point. It's not that you saw that episode, but you know who the Waltons are.
My family would be
not Sue Ellen. You don't need to have. Oh, see, what do I know? Sue Ellen is from Dallas. I knew it was something Ellen. Exactly. I know. I guess my Waltons is not up to par either. But I do know who they are. It's the day that Stanley Kubrick's X-rated A Clockwork Orange premiered. on this
Best
day.
movie ever.
This day. Yes, I'm a lumberjack, right? And I'm okay. Isn't that in Clockwork Orange?
Suspenders.
Yeah, exactly. That definitely put a dent into society. That Clockwork Orange. The Beatles' 7th Christmas album was released on this day. Like 6 of them wasn't enough. They needed to release a 7th Christmas album. Yeah, I don't know if they did any more, but I see the Who's are wandering in right now. It's the day that Frank Sinatra, his first session with Reprise Records, Ring-a-Ding-Ding, was on this day. Yes, good old Frank Sinatra. You can never get enough Frank, right? I know a lot of people that live for Frank Sinatra. I mean, oh, Frank. Yeah, I just heard a story, Nancy. Nancy Sinatra once said she was asked to pose for Playboy, and she said, Dad, I have to tell you something before I do it. I was asked to pose for Playboy, and he said, well, what did they offer you? And she told him, and he said, double it, and then you can do it. And she, yeah, that was his advice. Do it, but double that price, and then I'll say okay. So I wish Frank was like, we all need a little bit of Frank Sinatra, I guess. Robert Ripley began his Ripley, Believe It or Not, on this day. It started. This was the day, so believe it or not. What else happened on this day? I'd like to get our Who's in here pretty soon. They're pretty exciting. It's the day that Charles Dickens published A Christmas Carol in England. How appropriate. You'll see why on this day. December 19th was the day it all began. Carl Perkins recorded Blue Suede Shoes on this day. See? It wasn't the other guy who sang it first. It was Carl Perkins who sang Blue Suede Shoes. That's where it all began. Yes, it's true. Benjamin Franklin, under the name Richard Saunders, began publication of Poor Richard's Almanac on this day. You gotta give it up. That Ben Franklin, what didn't he do? I mean, he could have been a Rockefeller. I mean, Ben Franklin, I mean, he partied like a rock star. That's what I've heard. He was like, invented all those things. He's like the coolest guy. We need another Ben Franklin. Yes, I think people would behave maybe better if Ben Franklin was around. I don't know. It's the day that King Henry II of England was crowned. So without him, we would never have had that other crazy Henry the King, right? Birthdays. It's Jake Gyllenhaal's birthday today. So happy birthday, Jake. Alyssa Milano. I always love that girl. She's just another adorable person. It's her birthday today. Chris Robinson of the Black Crowes. I always want to do a duet with him. Who else? Christy Swanson's birthday. Jennifer Beals' birthday is today. I used to know her actually pretty well. I'd love to run into her again. She's Jennifer Beals. Flashdance is on Netflix now. It's like you can't miss it. Daryl Hannah's birthday is today. That's another cool one. Mike, oh, you know who this is? Mike Lookinland. Who knows who that is? Bobby Brady. I met him last year. I have a little
Original or
video.
the second one?
The real one.
Oh, the original.
The only Bobby Brady. There's a second Bobby Brady. Who cares? We only like the real Bobby Brady. Happy birthday, Bobby Brady. I'm going to have to write you. Who else's birthday? Doug Johnson from Loverboy. Who remembers Loverboy?
I do.
Yeah, it's his birthday today. It's Marianne Faithfull's birthday today. I used to know her pretty well too, believe it or not. I got some stories about Marianne hanging out with her. Yes, she was always cool. It's Maurice White's birthday from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yes, the world would not be the same without Earth, Wind, and Fire. And Cicely Tyson's birthday. Angels in Our Room. We always celebrate the angels. Hope Lang is an angel. She passed away on this day. We love Hope Lang. And Robert Buck, the guitarist in 10,000 Maniacs. He died at 42. He is an angel with us today. And the amazing painter, William Turner. I mean, to have a Turner, it's pretty cool. He is another angel in our room. And without any further ado, on this December 19th, we will get the show rolling. And thanks for watching. We'll be right back. So,